Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap. I'm telling you, I've this when I've been trying to do this video, and it's weird because the the video has been a little bit fuzzy around the edges, not like out of focus, but more like you know those old Elizabeth Taylor White Diamonds commercials that had totally had Vaseline all over the lens. It was like looking through a freaking transparent, translucent glass. That's kind of how it was. I'm like, I don't want that. How do I get rid of that effect? And of course, it was because the lens was dirty. Whoops. So I cleaned the lens off, and today's been really rainy. It's been really rainy all day. So, actually, no, it hasn't been really rainy all day. It's been rainy since around 4. So it's been very, I don't want to say flooded, but the drainage system in Las Vegas is not the best. And I feel bad for the homeless people that live underneath the city in the tunnels, and they totally do. That is not a rumor. That is a fact. Because there's a tunnel close by my house that I go running by when I go running, and I see people there all the time, and I totally see them like sweeping out the tunnel, and it's unfortunate because all that water's got to go there, but then again, probably not as much as you would think because it doesn't drain that good because it's all in the street. Whatever. Okay, so sorry, I just felt like discussing that. Okay, so what we're going to talk about now is the Real Housewives of Auckland. You know that this is my new favorite show. Well, it's not my favorite show of all time. That's the Housewives of Melbourne. They're the best. They are the best. I cannot wait for season 4 to start. They just wrapped filming, so we'll see if it airs at the same time that it airs in Australia roughly, or if it will air, years from now. My guess will probably be years from now, since obviously Bravo doesn't really care about the international franchises that much. But it'll be very interesting to see. But anyway, but of all the shows that are on the air now, Housewives of Auckland is definitely my favorite. Although I don't know why, because it's totally going to be canceled, because it's already been canceled in New Zealand. So, anyways, I keep I don't think so I keep thinking that I'm getting a pimple right there, but I think it's just the way that the light is reflecting off of the telephone is making me look like I've got a pimple, but actually I'm not, because I've said that before. Okay, and I never got one. But I do have that bug bite right there. It's annoying. Okay. So this week on the Housewives of Auckland, okay, now, obviously there is a clear-cut villain in the show, which is Angela Stone. I mean, she is obviously the clear-cut villain. I mean, there's no question about that, because she's crazy. As we saw last week with the daggers. I mean, so stupid. I'm sorry, that was so dumb. And she's a grown woman who is not stupid. She's definitely not a stupid person, so that she believes in all that hokey crap is ridiculous, but okay, whatever. Okay. But so we know that she's going to be crazy. And actually, this past week, she didn't have that many crazy scenes as she's had the past 2 weeks. Sorry, I'm a little belchy. The only crazy scenes that she had that we were like, okay, she's a little crazy, is she went furniture shopping with Michelle. Because she said, I heard Michelle's an interior designer. And, basically she didn't like anything that Michelle liked for her. So Michelle was like, at the end of the day, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know if she just wanted to talk to me or whatever, because obviously she didn't really want my opinion on her furniture. Am I getting a second chin? I've lost 6 pounds so far, so I hope not. Okay, I think I just need to shave. All right, and I'm shaving on Sunday. Okay, so that was one crazy scene, and then there was okay, so you know how on the Housewives of Melbourne there is house friend Johanna, but her name's Johanna, but she pronounces it Joanna, and she's her house friend, and they created that dummy Twitter account, house friend Joanna. and it was actually Slave Joanna. So I think Slave Joanna is the actual Twitter handle. Whatever. It's hilarious. The Twitter account is hysterical. But there's another one now called Interne Lea, and I'm thinking I had never met her until now. So this episode we got to meet Leah or Leia, the French intern. And Angela thinks she's so posh because she has an intern from France. And and again, this could be a cultural thing. Do the rich folks in Auckland have French interns? Is that like a big deal? It's certainly not a big deal in the United States. I could care less what country your intern is from. And I know lots of posh people that don't have interns that are from France or wherever. They've got interns from, America, or let's say, like, I don't understand that at all. That doesn't make any sense to me. But she was a little crazy pants with the assistant. She's like, am I getting all these clothes tomorrow? And she's like, yeah, there was a delay. She had that accent. There was a delay and they will not be in until next week. She's like, okay, we'll just call them every day until it comes. It's really important that I need that. And I'm going, oh my God. Headache from the eyes rolling back so far in my head. But those were it. That was really it. Those were the only two real crazy scenes with her where she was nuts. This week, we saw the emergence of a secondary villain who wasn't really that villainous in the past couple episodes, but she's becoming more villainous, and that is Julia. So Julia was the former teen model in Miss Teen New Zealand or whatever the hell she was. And she was kind of on a roll tonight. I mean, this week she was talking about how I didn't appreciate how Louise was the one who threw me under the bus, and I think she's a backstabbing bitch. And she was like really going crazy about Louise, and I didn't see where Louise did anything that bad. Like, I really don't. I can't believe that, Louise told Anne, what, because whatever, she was really cracking on Louise, saying that Louise was talking all this shit and she's manipulating people and being the puppet master, and I'm going, I didn't see that. So maybe something happened off camera, but I didn't see that. And what's funny though is that she was talking about how she did this whole spiel about how her hairdresser is real good for gossip, and she was talking about this past dinner party from last episode, and and she was like, and the hairdresser was like, what did you say? And she's like, sounds like you're getting on to me too. First of all, okay, girl, let's take it down with the sensitivity a little bit, because all he asked was, what did you say? That's it. That doesn't necessarily mean he's cracking on to you, so you need to chill, okay? But then it kind of came out about her attitude about people that work for her, that they're supposed to have her back and nobody else's, and it's a delicate position to be in, because if I was the makeup artist or the hair guy or whoever the hell he was, but if I was that person and the person was kind of being a dick, it depends on how good of friends I am with them. If I was a really good friend, I would say, oh yeah, it sounds like you were kind of being a dick. Or if I was, then it would be, whatever, to keep that money, because I'm all about that paper. I'm all about it. We didn't see too much of Michelle. And we actually didn't see too much of Gilda, although there was a slight confrontation. So basically Anne, I love Anne. She had a couple crazy moments as well this past week, but they weren't like I'm a crazy bitch. It wasn't antagonistic. It was very just kind of nutty old broad, right? So she was, and it was. I hope that's not misogynistic, because I don't mean that. Obviously, I'm not misogynistic at all, but it's just it's kind of like a a nutty old lady, right? Anyways. She talks about how she's a champagne lady. I'm okay with that. Maybe because I'm an alcoholic, I don't give a shit. That doesn't bother me. I think that's kind of cool. But she's also a cat lady. And when she says she's a cat lady, she is no joke. She is a full-on cat lady. Like, she has pussies in her. First of all, okay, they better say pussy all throughout the episode. They said pussy so much. Now, granted, they don't use it to mean a female's genitalia, but I find it very interesting that they can say pussy, but they can't say Gilda was a mail order bride. Well, I don't know if that's what it was. Maybe they were saying she was a prostitute. But even still, either way, I wouldn't care about that. Unless they said she's a drug dealer, that would be like, okay, that's a little bit slanderous. But the other two, I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, even if it's true or if it's not true, who cares? Like, I don't know. I just don't see anything wrong with either of those two things. If she's a mail order bride, so what? It worked, didn't it? She got her man, and she. Oh, and that's another thing. She kind of threw Anne under the bus, saying to Gilda, she's like, yeah, Julia was saying to Gilda, yeah, Anne called you a gold digger. Rewind the tape, because who was the first person to say the word gold digger? Julia was. She said gold digger. And she goes, did you say gold digger? I mean, like, so how does Julia think that Anne is the one that created that mess? Really? Girl, is your memory that short? Seriously? These girls trying my patience. They're trying my patience. There wasn't really anything wrong with Louise. She was fine. And Gilda, apart from, she had a little confrontation with Gilda, and she was like, look, let's talk this out. Let's sort this out, because I think you have a bad impression of me, and I think it's a false impression. So let's talk about because Gilda was like, I can't believe you, with that fucking comment you made last week. And she was like, listen, I just said what I had heard. I never said, I told her I didn't believe it. So they ended up working it out, and gotta love Gilda, because even because what she said to Angela, I have to say to all the girls except Louise, because I knew who Louise was. All the other ones, who what have I heard about any of them, including Gilda? Not a fucking thing. Nothing. So anyways, I want to say thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Angel Benton. You can hashtag RHOAKL or the Real Housewives or Real Housewife shit to talk the Real Housewives of Auckland. Or you can also hashtag Bold and Beautiful to talk the Bold and Beautiful, which I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Oh, and you can hit that YouTube subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your inbox every single day. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.